I'm not actually in here, shockingly. I would have expected myself to be in here. What is this article? This will probably be our last piece of content for the day. Let's take a look. We have this article. This is an article that was written by Grandmaster Real David Navarre. So this, of course, is David Navarre, the famous Czech Grandmaster for Prague. I've played him many times. This is written on May 21st, 2024. This looks like a blog on Lichess by Navarre. Let's see. Bad statisticians can sometimes be worse than no statistics. Different people enjoy different things. Okay. Grandmaster Kramnik has recently published another controversial tweet on cheating entitled Tuesdays. Oh, great! More nonsense. Here we go from Kramnik. Another tweet. Luckily, I don't pay attention to this, so this is the only time I'm going to see a tweet. Another piece of stats: 2024 all cheating Tuesdays accuracy level in centipons and situations players had less than 10 seconds on the clock. Average of minimum 700 such moves performed. Leaderboard top 12. Enjoy. Okay, so. Accuracy of playing title Tuesday with 10 seconds left. And this, again, this looks like another cherry pick statistic, as always, where it's like people find great moves with less than 10 seconds. Of course, as with everything Kramnik says, I guarantee this does not take into account whether these were basic end games or what was going on at all in the various games. But let's dive further into the article. Okay, so we have this tweet. Okay, who do we have? We've got Goldsev, Christopher Yu, former prodigy, Frederick Spain, Bortnik, CKG Chess, Dropstone, MSB2, Daniel Naroditsky, Grishchuk, Bojan, and Magnus Carlsen. Now, actually, I'm kind of surprised that for the first time ever in one of Kramnik's tweets, I'm not actually in here, shockingly. I would have expected myself to be in here. That's surprising that I'm not, because I feel like when I'm under 10 seconds, I actually play great chess. But let's keep going. Here we go. All right, what do we have? This is David Navarre saying, I did not enjoy it at all. When I saw it first, I felt shocked as if someone had hit me in the head with a hammer. I quickly wrote an official complaint to FIDE and only slept for 3 hours the following night. Now, a couple of things that should be pointed out. This is actually sort of the real problem with the whole thing, which is that when you see this stuff, everyone's like, oh, ignore Kramnik, doesn't matter, whatever. But inevitably, people actually see this stuff. And when someone like David Navarre sees it, you're like, what the heck is going on? Why is Kramnik suddenly accusing me of cheating? Like, it's absolutely insane. And I'd also point out that when people say ignore it, I've said this before actually as well, which is this even affected me. Like when Kramnik started all this nonsense at the very beginning, you know, I was playing the Chess Champions Tour in Toronto, and actually I did very poorly in that event, and it was 100% directly related to this, because you see this stuff and you're like, what the heck is going on? What's is going to be the youngest 12-year-old in the history of the game of chess, and that is what has changed about the game. So it's really unbelievable to see all this stuff, and it's very sad. But you know, unless top players feel like standing up and outright saying stuff, or FIDE feels like saying something, I don't really think it's going to. I don't think it's going to change. I also think I think a lot of top players are afraid to say things because they're afraid that Kramnik's going to then accuse them, and they'd rather just be quiet, sit in the corner, than come out and say it, because they're worried he's going to then turn his attention and accuse them of cheating too. So very, very disappointing to see. I feel terrible for David Navarro. I mean, one of the nicest guys in chess. Absolutely one of the nicest guys in chess, and it's just, yeah, it's very, very, very sad to see. Really, really sad to see. And I mean, who knows where it's going to go? Who knows where it's going to go from here? But I would also add as the last thing, this is why I'm also very shocked by the whole Levy thing. Like, I understand its content, but it feels like in a way Levy has rewarded Kramnik by giving him this match and more attention with this battle of the Clash, or what Clash of Claims, or whatever it's called. I am a little bit disappointed because it feels like Kramnik has actually gotten more attention, and he's going to get more attention, more spotlight that he doesn't deserve, in spite of doing all these things which are very, very wrong. So I am a little bit disappointed, honestly, that Levy is doing this, because it does feel like, you know, Kramnik's getting rewarded for the whole thing, which is very sad. So I think I'm going to end there. I don't really think I want to look at a Nepo tweet. I mean, why would I want to look at Nepo's Twitter? I mean, maybe I'll take one quick look. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know which one is funnier. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's never ending. It's just never ending. Sad to see. Sad to see. Honestly, I don't know which one is funnier. Yeah. I mean, it's just sad to see. That's what happens. That's also what happens when people say things. You know, like I know people have actually people think that I just say things like that. You know, when I refer to things behind closed doors, and then I say something without actually giving the specifics, that is like nothing has happened, or I'm just making something up for content. But again, this comes as absolutely zero surprise to me. This tweet from Nepo, zero surprise, zero. It does not shock me in the least whatsoever. Does not shock me in the least. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, this is the unfortunate reality of the world we live in, and you know, if people aren't gonna say anything, then that's that. So I mean, it's very disappointing, very, very disappointing. Tweets a lot of things, can be taken many different ways. Now, there are a couple things that I have to point out about this. First of all, when we look at this, I don't know what Jan means by Gotham. Now, he could obviously, we're going to be very generous and give him the benefit of the doubt, he could just be making a reference to the Dark Knight. On the other hand, however, I would say that I do know for a fact that Jan is not a huge fan of me. He's also definitely not a fan of Levy either. So I do think there is definitely the possibility that when Jan makes this tweet, he is implying something related to Levy and content, and Levy making money that he doesn't deserve. Now, of course, it is fairly ambiguous. So if Jan wants to like say these sorts of things, he should just come out and say what he means to say. He should clarify what his intentions are, rather than trying to like sort of straddle a line and make it where it can be taken as a joke. Or he could also be totally serious but hiding it. Within the context of a joke. It's a Batman quote. The problem is the second time that Jan has done this in relation to me. There was another one related to headphones where Jan also, quote unquote, was trying to make a joke. And yet again, there's the other problem.
Huh? Can I what?
If you can't help you to eat something, bro.
Are you hungry?
It's very, very unclear what. A big difference, and I'm going to say.
Đây là thí sinh thi đại học ngông cuồng nhất mà tôi từng thấy. Đối mặt với kỳ thi đại học khiến vô số học sinh sợ hãi, anh ta lại thể hiện thái độ cực kỳ khinh thường. Không chỉ là người đầu tiên lao ra khỏi phòng thi, thậm chí khi phóng viên hỏi anh ta thi thế nào, anh ta lại nói, quá dễ, mấy đề thi rác rưởi này, chẳng thể ngăn tôi đi làm công nhân xây dựng. Trong phút chốc, mọi người tại đó bị chọc cười mà không biết phải khóc hay cười. Sau đó, đoạn video này bỗng trở nên viral trên mạng. Có người nói anh ta đúng là học sinh kém điển hình, có thể còn chẳng làm hết đề, hoàn toàn không tôn trọng kỳ thi đại học. Do đó, làn sóng dư luận đã đẩy anh ta lên đỉnh điểm chú ý, trở thành thí sinh nổi tiếng nhất kỳ thi đại học năm 2018. Và anh ta chính là huyền thoại trong các huyền thoại, Đơn Tiểu Long. Vậy tại sao anh ta lại nói những lời như vậy? Và kết quả thi của anh ta cuối cùng ra sao? Năm 2000, Đơn Tiểu Long sinh ra trong một gia đình nghèo khó ở vùng dân tộc Hồi, Ninh Hạ. Do cha mẹ đã lớn tuổi, sức khỏe dần suy yếu, không thể làm công việc nặng nhọc, chỉ có thể làm việc lặt vặt tại nhà để kiếm chút tiền trang trải. Vì vậy, gia đình được coi là hộ nghèo nổi tiếng ở địa phương. Đơn Tiểu Long là con út trong nhà, trên anh còn một người anh trai và một chị gái. Để giúp cha mẹ chia sẻ gánh nặng, anh trai sớm nghỉ học để đi làm công nhân. Tiền kiếm được đều đưa hết cho cha mẹ, còn phải chu cấp cho em gái học đại học. Như người ta thường nói, con nhà nghèo sớm biết lo toan. Dưới ảnh hưởng của anh trai, Đơn Tiểu Long từ nhỏ đã rất hiểu chuyện, không chỉ chăm chỉ học hành, mà còn thường xuyên giúp cha mẹ làm việc nhà. Các bạn học khác sau giờ học về nhà, cơ bản là ăn uống, làm bài tập, rồi đi chơi khắp nơi. Nhưng Đơn Tiểu Long thì ngược lại, anh ta trước tiên giúp cha mẹ làm việc, có lúc còn nấu cơm cho cả gia đình. Chỉ khi xong hết mọi việc, anh ta mới có thời gian học và làm bài tập. Nhìn con trai hiểu chuyện, cha anh không khỏi xót xa. Ông nói với Đơn Tiểu Long rằng, muốn thoát khỏi cảnh nghèo khó thì phải học hành chăm chỉ để vươn lên làm người. Nếu không, sau này chỉ có khổ sở, không có tương lai. Những lời này của cha, Đơn Tiểu Long luôn khắc ghi trong lòng. Thời gian trôi qua từng ngày, Đơn Tiểu Long không phụ sự kỳ vọng. Với số điểm cao 690, thi đỗ vào trường trung học tốt nhất Ninh Hạ là Ngân Xuyên Nhất Trung. Khi mọi người đang vui mừng vì anh, Đơn Tiểu Long hiểu chuyện lại bày tỏ ý kiến của mình. Anh cảm thấy Ngân Xuyên Nhất Trung tuy tốt, nhưng bản thân vẫn muốn chọn một trường gần nhà hơn một chút, như vậy có thể tiết kiệm một phần học phí và còn có thể về nhà giúp cha mẹ làm việc. Không ngờ ý nghĩ này lại khiến cha anh nổi giận. Cuối cùng, dưới sự khuyên nhủ của gia đình, Đơn Tiểu Long đành chọn học tại Ngân Xuyên Nhất Trung. Vì đường xa, Đơn Tiểu Long không thể thường xuyên về nhà, nên cha anh đã đưa cho anh chiếc điện thoại cục gạch duy nhất của mình. Trong thời đại điện thoại thông minh đã phổ biến, Đơn Tiểu Long không hề chê bai chiếc điện thoại này, mà còn nhìn thấy trong đó tình yêu và tâm huyết của gia đình dành cho mình. Cứ thế, Đơn Tiểu Long nỗ lực học tập, chỉ ăn ở căng tin trường, chưa bao giờ tiêu thêm một đồng nào. Dành toàn bộ thời gian có thể cho việc học tập. Vì chính mình, vì mong vươn lên làm người, vì không phụ lòng mong mỏi của gia đình, Đơn Tiểu Long chỉ muốn học cả 24 giờ không ngủ. Sau 3 năm nỗ lực không ngừng, Đơn Tiểu Long sắp đón khoảnh khắc tỏa sáng của mình. Tham gia kỳ thi đại học năm 2018. Trong phòng thi, Đơn Tiểu Long như cá gặp nước, vượt mọi thử thách, không hề gặp chút trở ngại hay áp lực nào. Sau đó, vào phút cuối cùng khi kỳ thi kết thúc, anh là người đầu tiên lao ra khỏi phòng thi. Thay vì ngồi lại trong lớp, chi bằng sớm đi làm công nhân xây dựng. Và thế là xuất hiện đoạn video viral trên mạng. Ngay cả Đơn Tiểu Long cũng không ngờ, câu nói của mình lại gây ra làn sóng lớn như vậy trên mạng. Nhưng với những điều này, đơn Tiểu Long không giải thích nhiều, cũng không có thời gian để bận tâm. Ngay ngày hôm sau khi thi xong, anh đã đến công trường của anh trai, bắt đầu ngày đầu tiên làm công nhân xây dựng. Cuộc sống khắc nghiệt ở công trường, bữa ăn hàng ngày thiếu chất, không làm đơn Tiểu Long khó chịu. Thậm chí mỗi ngày còn phải vác hàng trăm cân sắt thép. Nếu không có sự rèn luyện từ nhỏ, cơ thể đơn Tiểu Long chắc chắn không chịu nổi áp lực lớn như vậy. Chẳng bao lâu sau, thư báo trúng tuyển được gửi thẳng đến công trường. Đơn Tiểu Long với số điểm 676 đã được nhận vào Đại học Thanh Hoa. Các đồng nghiệp ở công trường đều vui mừng thay cho anh. Chàng trai trẻ này sau này chắc chắn sẽ làm nên chuyện lớn. Nhận được thư báo trúng tuyển, đơn Tiểu Long càng làm việc chăm chỉ hơn. Vì anh muốn tự kiếm học phí. Cuối cùng, vài ngày trước khi nhập học, đơn Tiểu Long mang theo 5.000 tệ lên đường đến Đại học Thanh Hoa. Do đơn Tiểu Long thuộc dân tộc thiểu số và thi đỗ vào trường danh tiếng, anh được cấp học bổng và nhận khoản trợ cấp 8.000 tệ. Dù đã vào được trường đại học tốt nhất cả nước, đơn Tiểu Long vẫn giữ thói quen tiết kiệm, học hành chăm chỉ, không hề lơ là chỉ vì vào trường danh tiếng. Sau đó, anh còn đáp lời kêu gọi của đất nước, gia nhập Hải quân Nhân dân. Đơn Tiểu Long thường nói, tôi sẽ dùng những gì mình học được suốt đời để báo đáp đất nước, góp phần xây dựng quê hương, giúp đỡ những đứa trẻ không có tiền đi học giống như tôi. Đến đây, đơn Tiểu Long đã thực sự hóa cá chép vượt long môn, trở thành một con rồng thực thụ. Hy vọng qua câu chuyện đầy nghị lực này sẽ tiếp thêm động lực cho các bạn trẻ. Hãy cố gắng học tập mỗi ngày. Con đường học tập chắc chắn sẽ đưa bạn đến đỉnh cao đời người, được mọi người công nhận và ngưỡng mộ. Cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video của Góc Nhìn hôm nay.
Child Emperor, do you have a minute?
This is... I knew it! I knew Tornado did it! She looks pretty drunk if you ask me. What would cause Tornado to drink herself to that point? I'm done. I just don't like drinking. It tastes gross.
Of course you don't like doing that. You're still just a little kid. Little kid should just have orange juice or something.
Listen, you!
I'll go order one for you right now.
Tornado's pride got hurt, so in an act of retaliation, she forced herself to drink more, despite its flavor.
Are you a pro hero, big guy?
I just want to say that, I came to this country when I was 18, just finished. In the last few years, here is my proof. This is sustained from my service in the U.S. military. Now, is this patriot enough? I'm not ashamed to walk around anymore. Before I felt inhibited. People look at me strange. And dare to question me, my loyalty to this country. I don't look American enough. Now, last I read the U.S. Constitution, we the people, we are all the same. We are equal. Not this, you are more superior, you are not. We are all the same. We all have, even I have some mindless prejudice sometimes that I caught myself. Oh, I don't like the way you dress, it's not the same. But prejudice is hate. And that hate, it can be changed. We are human. We need to be kinder, gentler to one another. Because we are all the same. We are one human being on this earth.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
A mom ate a suspicious chicken burrito from a shady restaurant. This is what happened to her digestive system. DC is a 42-year-old woman presenting to the emergency room with abdominal pain and a massive headache. She tells the admitting nurse that over the last several weeks, she could barely eat bread, rice, and fish oil capsules, but they were the only things she could keep in her stomach. 4 months earlier, DC got a chicken burrito from a new place that had opened up. She was running late for a meeting, so she was eating in her car. The burrito was delicious, and she took a big bite at a stop sign. But as she chewed, something suddenly cracked against a tooth in the back of her mouth. It didn't hurt, but it startled her. She spat out the food and thought that she could feel part of a tooth had chipped off. She wasn't sure how extensive this damage was, but she was panicked. She started digging through the food, frantically trying to find what did this, and then she came across it, a chicken bone piece embedded in the shredded thigh meat from the burrito. But she couldn't find the part of her tooth that had chipped off. It didn't seem like a lot of damage. It didn't hurt. If she went back to the restaurant to accuse them that their food had chipped her tooth, what were they going to do? Thoughts started racing through her mind. She knew that she had to get back to work. The restaurant could just say that she made it up, that she was the one that put the bone there. She didn't want to be confrontational, and because it didn't hurt, it didn't seem like a big deal. She drove back to the office to attend her meeting. DC would notice her tooth, but only when she wanted to, and eventually she forgot about it. It didn't hurt. But one day, weeks later, she was sitting at her desk and she thought she could feel her heart beating in her gums. Looking in the mirror, she thought like her face was getting swollen. Sometimes, when she'd have a cold drink, that one particular tooth would be ultra sensitive and really start to hurt with the pain radiating through her jaw. At the dentist, they found that DC's chipped tooth was infected. Good thing this was caught in time, because bacteria inappropriately growing inside can spill into the blood and start to cause massive problems. The operation turned out fine. She'd have to deal with some post-operative pain, so they wrote her a prescription for it, and because bacteria was involved, they gave her another prescription for antibiotics, and she was on her way. But one of these was going to turn DC's life upside down. Bacteria has the potential to grow uncontrollably, causing infection, so this was the kind of medicine that she needed at this particular point in time, but something was wrong. 2 days after taking the antibiotic by mouth every 6 hours, DC didn't feel right. Normally she'd take mid-afternoon naps, but when she woke up from this one, she experienced a mental fog that she had never felt before, but even worse, a sense of doom shrouded over her. She had had some experience with feeling down throughout her life, but she started having some truly terrible thoughts and feelings that she just couldn't shake. At first, she thought it was the pain medicine, but she stopped the antibiotics early too. She started feeling a little better as time passed, but clearly something had changed in her body and she wasn't sure how to feel like she did before the tooth operation. Antibiotics need to be finished in their entirety. If the directions on the bottle says 5 days, you should take it for those 5 days, because if not, the bacteria can grow back, and the bacteria that grows back can be resistant to that antibiotic because those were the survivors who might have had traits that help them.
And so I cried so